I want to talk to you about what I feel could probably be one of the most important things you could apply in the entire transformation that you're looking to make. If you're on this channel, I'm going to take a stance that you probably most likely are dealing with an emotional state of either depression, anxiety, PTSD, suicidal ideation. I'm going to guess you're being challenged with your state of mental health. Was that fair? Would that be a fair statement, assumption? I have put this channel together with all these videos with the intention of giving you support, courage, hope, and belief, and information, personal information that I used to achieve emotional freedom. After being, if you follow me, you know my story, debilitating depression, paralyzing anxiety, major suicidal ideation, chronic insomnia, PTSD, sleep apnea, and the fucking list is long. You understand. If you follow me, you know how bad it was. And I'm sharing with you these ideas because I know, and I've said it before and I'll keep saying it, that you can get through whatever you're going through if you have the proper knowledge and awareness about it. You know, when I was going through it, I didn't know how I was going to get through it. I had no idea what the outcome was going to be, right? I had to learn for somebody who's so controlling. I like to feel in control for a lot of my life. I wanted to know the outcome, the way it's going to unfold, and I had to know every detail. And with this, I had to fucking just let go. You got to get to a point, and as difficult as this seems, you have to literally trust the process. And I'm going to talk about your current state versus your desired state. Okay? If you stick with me and listen to what I'm saying to you and feel what I'm saying to you, I really believe there's a wealth of information in what I'm about to share with you that could provide you a life of inspiration. So what I want to say is this: you have to be consciously aware of your current state of mind, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be experiencing depression, right? You are consciously aware of how you feel, okay? Your desired state, I'm going to guess, is not your current state, right? If you're anything like I was, you don't want to remain like this for the rest of your life. You want to elevate, ascend to a higher level of living. So again, current versus desired state. You want to make a transition. You want to transition from where you are to where you'd like to be. And what you need to do is you have to take your attention away from where you're at, refocus your attention, redirect the attention to your desired state. Because right now, without even using words, you're consciously aware of how you feel. So therefore, without even using words, you are saying, I am, fill in the blank. I am depressed. I am feeling anxious. I am feeling hopeless. I am, and you continue the I am in what you're doing. And remember, the awareness, you may not be aware of it, but you're conscious of it. And when you can become aware of what you're consciously doing and how you're consciously feeling, then you can begin to change it. And I really mean that. You know, I couldn't be on these videos with all this fucking conviction and passion if I didn't believe it was true. I know it's true. I know what I did. I know where I was. I know where I am. Completely on the other side of it, medication-free, depression-free, suicidal ideation-free, anxiety-free, insomnia-free, PTSD-free. All of it's gone. So what I did worked for me. Now, is it going to work for everybody? No, there's not one thing that's for everybody. But there is something for somebody. So if what I'm sharing with you resonates and you feel that you can relate to some of what I'm saying to you and start to apply it, I really believe that in 6, 8, 10, 12 months from now, you could be completely on the other side of whatever you're going through. And that's my entire intention for putting these videos together, is to give you that hope, the courage, and the belief that you can get through it. And also to break the stigma that's around it. Let's have the conversation. You know, so many times when I was deep in depression for all those years, no matter where I turned, I couldn't find that relief or that support that I resonated with, right? God bless the people around me. They were doing the best they knew how to do, but I didn't have this. I didn't have somebody who was at the deepest darkness parts of their life that were just completely fucked up. I didn't have somebody up my ass and in my face like I'm with you guys, sharing with you everything I have with passion and conviction to say, look, enough is enough. I got to the point where I said, I fucking don't want to do this anymore. I couldn't stand how I felt. So I'm sharing with you how I changed my life. I literally recreated my brain. The first thing I had to do, and again, I say it all the time, you have to believe there's something better for you on the other side of this thing. That's the first thing. When 99% of me was trying to take me out and I had 1% that was fighting to stay alive, I had to keep feeding that 1%. That 1% was the belief that I knew that I had to have to know that there was something better after this depression, after the anxiety, after the insomnia, after the PTSD. I had to believe that when I got through this fucker and got to the other side of it, that life was going to be much better. And I can tell you, being on the other side of it, life is 1000% better. So let me share with you some things that I can look back and say, okay, I know what I did, but here's why it worked. When you immerse yourself in the feeling, lose yourself in the feeling, you become one with it. Remember, we're talking about your current state versus your desired state. When you lose yourself, when you consciously and make it your deliberate intention to lose yourself in the feeling of emotional freedom, the feeling of having a depression-free life, an anxiety-free life, a healthy, balanced life. When you lose yourself in that feeling, you immerse yourself and become one with it, okay? That's when you're going to start to realize it, and that's when you're going to have to start to see it become a reality. And I would say this to you, do not take any part of the old programming with you into that new state, because the old programming is what created the state you're in now. So be consciously aware, and you catch yourself as soon as that negative, the old programming wants to pop up and try to fuck with you and say, you can't do this, this is your destiny, you tried this before, this is the way it is. All that bullshit that goes on up here, you know what? Give it a big fuck you by realizing it's not the truth. That is not the truth, okay? Again, you're looking at somebody, you're hearing from somebody who was in the darkness, deep, dark. Use me as an example. That's what I'm here for. Say, look, that dude did it. I can do it, right? There's nothing special about what I did except for the fact that I fucking did it. And it works. And I believe it was going to work. When you take the seeds of I am and you plant them in the fertile soil, you're going to see results, whether it's negative or positive, depression or emotional freedom. You're going to see results, okay? Because you become whatever you're in consciousness with. So your current state right now, I'm going to guess, is a state of depression, and you are consciously aware of that. You are aware of how you feel. When you sit in that meditation, and you amplify and intensify your desired state, again, which is going to be depression-free, equals emotional freedom. I am, big I am, depression-free. You take the I am and you marry it with depression-free equals emotional freedom. I am plus depression-free equals emotional freedom. Does that make sense to you? Are you getting this? Because you consciously program the subconscious mind is going to spit out a result. It's not going to tell you yes, no, or indifferent. It's going to take it for face value. Whatever you program it with, it's going to spit out a result and give you a result in your life. You're going to see it. It's going to give birth to whatever you're impregnating it with. So when you take those seeds of I am, you sprinkle those seeds of I am into your garden. And if they're tomato seeds and you're expecting to see cucumbers, guess what? It's not going to happen. You have to be consciously aware of the seeds you're planting and the seeds you're nurturing and your seeds you're breathing life into. See, the seeds you're planting right now are producing results in your life. And the second you say to yourself, yeah, but wait a minute. Yeah, but hold on a second. You don't understand what she said to me. You don't understand how they treated me. You don't understand what happened to me. You don't understand how I feel. You don't understand my circumstances. All that stuff, all those excuses, not that they're saying they're not true. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, you keep holding on to those excuses, what that's going to do is that's going to keep your ass stuck in that negative loop. Okay? I understand. I'm talking from experience because I'd been there. I did that. And I got nowhere because of it. It wasn't until I could absolutely forgive anybody that I thought did me injustice, okay, and wish them well, free yourself from the fucking pain and the negativity that you were holding on to because of that person and how they treated you, what they said to you, okay? It wasn't until then that I could start to experience a life of emotional freedom. You can't keep holding on to those excuses and expect to see different results. It's not going to happen. So what you want to do, again, is forgive, offer forgiveness, and wish that person or those people well. Whoever it was, whatever you're holding on to, let it go. Easier said than done. What's the consequences? What if you didn't do it? Are you willing to stay stuck in the state of depression the rest of your life because of the fact you can't let go of something? How do you feel about that? Let go of it. Be free from it and start to live the life you deserve to have. Okay? And again, if you reject what I'm saying to you, that's fine. If you accept it, that's cool too. My intention is to give it to you straight. Give it to you like I used it. Understand why it worked. If you make this your deliberate intention to live a life of emotional freedom, there's no doubt in my mind you can experience that type of lifestyle. No doubt at all. You can experience the state of emotional freedom if you're willing to do the work, right? If you're willing to understand how this works. Understand that the conscious state you're in right now is telling you to because your senses are focused on your current state of how you feel and everything around you, how it sucks, and how you feel that it may be a hopeless situation. But again, I'm in your face telling you right now, it is not hopeless. There's hope for you, okay? Again, me being through it all those years and now being on the other side of it, I am 1000% confident that what I'm sharing with you is very effective. When you're in that meditation and you go in that meditation, and let me tell you this, the way I use meditation was a big hack because I really tried a lot of different meditations. And if you follow me, you know Dispenza really got me on this, on a meditation that I could really vibe with. I felt what he was saying. And of course, I customized it. I modified it to me, to the way I'm wired, the way that worked for me. And now to this day, when I'm in my meditation, I sit there and I visualize But I also hear myself say, I am experiencing a life of emotional freedom. I am a miracle in God's highest form of all creation. I am a supernatural being having a supernatural experience. I am living a life of infinite possibilities. I mean, this I am thing, if you can get yourself to take what I'm sharing with you and apply it in your meditation, the power of I am, these affirmations are one of the most powerful ways to harness your thoughts. When you can get control of your thoughts, you can get control of your life. Because I can honestly tell you, being very transparent with you, when I was standing in that mirror with the pearl handle pistol in my hand, thinking about blowing the brains out the side of my head onto the bathroom floor, the only thing I could focus on at that time was how bad I felt. It was the most fucked up feeling to stand there looking at a total stranger in the mirror, asking myself if life is even worth living. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it is a total mindfuck. Let me tell you, I do not wish that upon anybody. The 1% that was fighting to stay alive, that gave me hope to get through this. My little guy was 5 years old at the time. He was my reason why. He needed a father in his life. I couldn't imagine him growing up without me. As bad as I felt, and as close to ending it all as I was, there was that 1% that I had to keep feeding and believing that there was something better after this was all over with. And here I am, completely on the other side of it, sharing my story with you because I truly believe you can get through what you're going through. There's something so much better on the other side of this waiting for you to experience. I want you to believe that. I want you to believe it because without the power of belief, it's not going to happen. But listen, with the power of belief, it will absolutely happen for you. I'm living proof of that. So take this information that I'm sharing with you. Try it. Get in that meditation. Visualize a life free from anxiety, depression, the heaviness of all the darkness, all of it, all that shit gone. Imagine how you would feel with all that shit just gone. And now you have a clear vision of a life of emotional freedom. How does that make you feel? Knowing that's possible. Now, I just asked you, I did two things. I had you visualize it, had you see it, and I had you feel it. When you bring those two together and you elevate it, pair it with an elevated emotion, that feeling is going to start to resonate in your body and tell the brain, signal the brain, this is your new norm. When you do that over and over and over again, what you're doing is you're beginning to create new brain cells, neurons, neuroplasticity, all the cool stuff that happens up in here with 100 billion brain cells. You start to rebuild that and change that pattern, change the programming, right? This is pretty amazing. There's very few words that can explain how bad I was and how good I feel. Like, the level of emotional freedom I'm at right now is literally at a supernatural level. So you can get through whatever you're going through. I know you can. Are you willing to believe it's possible? That's the question that's on you. If you're willing to believe it's possible and you're saying, you know what, I'm done. I just want to experience a life of emotional freedom. You're at that point where I was, And I said, you know what? I'm going to get through this. I don't know how, but I'm at a point where I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, and I'm going to get through this. And then all of it, listen, and when I made that commitment, when I made that decision, it's kind of strange, isn't it? Because when I finally committed to it and said, like, you know what, I'm getting through this, then the answers started to show themselves. The how started to show up. When you know your what's and your whys, your hows begin to show up. Maybe this is your how. Maybe you stumbled across this channel because you know what? You said, fuck, I'm sick and tired of feeling this way. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to elevate my life. I'm ready for something more. I'm ready to be fucking bold. And here you are. And here I am sharing my life story with you, saying you can get through this. So hit me back. Let me know what you're going through. If I can share anything else with you, I'm going to do that with you as best I can. Again, I'm not a doctor, therapist. I'm a real person with a real story that's helping people live their best life by discovering the best version of themselves. Be fucking bold. And I will see you on the next video.